I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. And I wish I could say something that was classy and inspirational.
You can do it!
But that just wouldn't be our style.
Welcome to Project Reclamation, where you rebuild, re-energize, and reclaim your life.
Yep, that's it. We've done it. Episode 1000, here we are, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. 1,000 already?
Take that, Rogan.
Rogan? Yeah, we got you in our crosshairs. Oh, man.
Yeah.
1,000, but people have masked this as somewhere in the episode 80s-ish, but it doesn't matter. It feels like 1,000.
To get the rest, you have to join our Patreon. Actually, we don't even have a fucking
Just send
Patreon.
us cash. Just put dollar bills in a wallet, just in an envelope, and just send it.
That's like that George Bush quote. I think it was during Katrina. It was like, "We don't need your blankets or your anything else. Just send cash."
Who said that?
Cash. I think it was George Bush.
Oh, George Bush said that? I think so. Why would George Bush say he did?
I don't know, dude.
Wait, is this Bush the first? No, Katrina. Bush the second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Well, it doesn't matter. Happy 1,000th episode, brother. I can't believe we made it this far. If you're listening and you just remember just hearing, oh, they've had 1,000 already? Yep, we do.
We went from 80 to 1,000.
Bam, just like that. Man, this is a future episode, brother.
Oh, we came back from the future?
That's right, Marty.
Whoa.
You got to get the flux capacitor up. I sound like Bernie Sanders. He kind of looks like Bernie Sanders.
You sound like Doc Brown.
Doc Brown Sanders.
With, Bernie Sanders. Yeah, pretty much.
Marty.
Hey, Marty, socialism is the answer.
We got to get to 88 miles an hour.
We got to get to 88 miles an hour and then share it with everyone else.
Oh, man. And I have no problems. Oh, my gosh. Here we are back at it again. Project Reclamation. Thank you so much for listening.
Guess who's back?
Wow, we did that 2 episodes ago, though. We can't use that. We can't pick on them due to universal
we're gonna get
legal
sued
complications.
if we use it twice. That's
Boomo,
right.
Boomo, bamo.
I don't know. What is our song of the day?
Our song of the day should be "Thank You Podbelly.com" and Podbelly Podcasts. We certainly love our host.
Yeah. So shout out to Podbelly Podcast Network.
What?
Pig out on podcasts.
We got picked up for more episodes. We haven't been fired yet. We
have not been fired yet.
Not yet.
No, well, yet being the operative word.
This 1,000th episode could do it.
Yeah, dude. I was actually at the bank the other day.
Okay.
And this gal I was wearing a Sofa King t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And the teller lady was like, "Oh," she's like, "that's such a cool shirt. I like it. Do you sell sofas?" And I was like, No, it's a podcast. She's like, "Oh, what's it about?" And I was kind of explaining it to her. And then she's like, "Oh, can I listen? Where do I listen?" I was like, "Anywhere, really." And then she's like, "Oh, well, what are some other good podcasts?" I was like, "Well, there's this little one called Project Reclamation."
Bam, hit him with the PR.
I was like, "You know what? Here, if you're gonna start," she was like taking notes. I was like, "Fuck." Dude.
Why no? She was doing a sketch about someone that was gonna rob her, which was you.
Oh, baby.
The Sofa King. People don't know this. The Sofa King T-shirt actually comes with a hood with just holes cut out in the face, and
it's got one of those like skeleton skeleton things on
it
there.
It looked very Banish.
It's like it's like a ski mask with a skeleton printed on there.
She wasn't taking notes. She was just drawing a
taking notes.
sketch.
And finally, I was like, you know what? Just go to podbelly.com. You'll find everything you could possibly want regarding podcasts.
Hit them up with the wwws.
Podbelly.
Wow. Thank you, Podbelly.
.com.
God, is it Year of the Pig? Is it Year of the Podbelly?
I don't know.
It must be. Chinese culture.
I was listening to something about Bruce Lee the other day.
Okay.
He's like, he was born in the year of the dragon, on the hour of the dragon.
Okay.
Like, what if Bruce Lee had been born, like, in the year of the rat?
Man.
And then would it be like Enter the Rat and, like, Return of the Rat?
I don't know, actually.
Crouching Pheasant, Hidden Rat.
Damn, that was a sequel that never made it. It never got greenlit.
Or like,
thanks, Universal.
What if it had been the year of the monkey? He'd be like Drunken Monkey.
Well, no, but that's actually a film right there in itself. It's starring Jackie Chan and called Drunken Monkey, and I think
it's Drunken Monkey. I thought it was Drunken Master.
Oh, Drunken Master. Oh,
Monkey would be funnier, but you know what though? If I had to guess Jackie Chan,
go on.
I would say he was born in the year of the monkey because he kind of. Not in a bad way. He's just funny. I don't know, and
he's
feel
funny,
like monkeys
and
are
he's
funny.
like he's obviously athletic, just like a monkey, an orangutan, a chimpanzee, whatever the most athletic Actually, let's all monkeys are more athletic than human beings. Whatever
my
the
God.
most. Yeah, I know, right?
Have you ever looked up a picture of a shaved chimp?
No,
Fuck
I don't want to.
that.
Why did they ever shave that chimp? In the
I don't
first
know.
place?
It might have alopecia or
Okay. Just
something.
dieseled, right?
Dude.
Only eats plant-based food, to my understanding. Unless
No.
it's
Chimps are mean, dude.
are they?
They eat monkeys.
Chimps eat other monkeys.
They're fucking mean, dude.
I know nothing about.
But no, I think you're
that
right about
life.
mostly plant based. No, they will eat other
I
monkeys,
always thought they just ate bananas.
or maybe they just kill them.
Maybe.
I don't know. They're savage.
territorial like
They're
that.
savage fucking creatures,
yeah.
though.
No doubt, but that's the wild though. That's
They're
why.
mean as fuck, and they'll kill each other too.
That's why you can't take a wild animal and try and domesticate them and be like, oh yeah, I have a cheetah at home. This is great. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that cheetah is marking you for food. Oh, I have a python.
But I
That's
think
great.
you would probably have better luck domesticating a cheetah or a python. I don't know about python.
Yeah.
But like cheetahs are, I feel like those mammals,
They can learn.
they're
something.
not. They can, but they're more instinct driven. Like you get to a chimp, like you're getting way closer to a human as far as like reasoning and shit.
Yeah, but
And they don't want to be kept in a cage. They
Oh,
don't
no.
want to be your fucking servant. Like dogs were bred and born to be people's not servants, but they want to serve you. They want to
They
serve
were
their
bred
master.
over time to be more domesticated.
Well, no, for sure, but I think they also, they come from a pack mentality where
Yeah.
I think whoever the alpha is, and like, a lion pride is the same thing. Like they do whatever, like they want to make that alpha happy because that's their, because he's the one who's going to bring home the bacon.
Yeah.
So dogs are like that. Monkeys just they're getting a little too smart. It's like, it's like dude, at some point it's like keeping a slave.
Whoa.
Nobody wants that shit.
I guess. I don't know what it feels like to keep that stuff, but at the same
Neither
time,
do I.
will
I'm
tell
just
you that
guessing.
I think that like monkeys or like that kind of whatever family it is, genus of family, like, yeah, I think they can, they totally work in conjunction with each other. Like that's not the issue. That's not the question. But you are right though, in the sense where if you had one rogue monkey, which by the way is probably the name of a cool, like,
It's a band name.
well, yeah, I was going to say a band name or like a cool, like, I don't know, small batch brewery around here.
Oh
or something
yeah,
like that.
Rogue Monkey Brewery.
Yeah,
come get our new.
It's just
Or you could do like Rogue Monkey Brew. It could be beer or coffee.
that's true. Rogue
Or
Monkey.
dude, Rogue Monkey fucking small batch bourbon.
Oh, I gotta be honest with you. Where would that bourbon be small batch brewed at though? Like that's the question.
Oh, San Diego.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
In Steve's
At the San Diego Zoo. At the
we're
San
gonna
Diego Zoo. Rogue Monkey.
Project Reclamation teams up with San Diego Zoo and brings you Rogue Monkey
distilled,
Rogue Monkey small
whiskey.
batch bourbon.
Bourbon, delicious. Monkeys.
500 proof and it might
Orangutan
kill you.
approved.
Orangutan approved. The bears love it too. Yeah, and there's just monkey. There's just bonobos just getting fucking drunk at the zoo.
Hey, I get it, man. What else are you gonna do? You're fucking locked up, and monkeys don't want to be locked up, as we just discovered, dude. Oh,
Dude, I'm not gonna go into the details, but
Don't.
you go
Wait.
look at the tigers. The
Go on.
tigers, they sleep,
Okay.
they walk around. They may kind of like interact with humans a little bit, like
Sure.
rawr, I'm Shere Khan, motherfucker. But they're like they don't seem like I'm not advocating keep every animal in a cage or anything, but they're like cool. I got it. I'm dealing with it.
Sure.
I'm just gonna sleep most of the day. That's what most of the animals do. They're just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat some leaves. I'm gonna fuck around. I'm gonna go sleep. But the monkeys just do fucking weird, crazy shit because they're bored.
Yeah, or they're just like so they're what is that? Encaptured? They're just in a captive environment. That they're
but
like,
you
oh,
can
I'm
tell
getting
the
like all
difference. Like
zoinked out.
So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna go into detail. They do fucking terrible things because they're smart enough to be bored.
Yeah.
I feel like my dogs. Yeah, they get a little bit bored here and there, but they're perfectly happy, like just fucking sleeping all day. Like
Yeah.
they don't care. They're like,
Yeah.
nah.
Monkeys need to be
accept it.
stimulated with
Monkeys
like some
are like, fuck
intellectual.
this shit. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna go tear down that tree. I'm gonna go fucking kill this other monkey. I'm gonna go do horrible things that children shouldn't watch.
Classic monkey talk.
Dude.
No, I'm serious though. Like you're totally right. You're 100% right. I think it's because of that intellectual whatever brain, that they have that extra.
They got
who knows,
cabin fever.
homunculus thing
But
or
they
whatever.
also
They just
don't-
have to
it's like
fucking
they-
like roll out. They have to do something.
Right. They have the version of human cabin fever.
Okay.
But they don't have any fucking what do you call it?
Resources?
There's no shame in a monkey.
Ooh, okay. I get you. There's no what is that word?
Dude, if a monkey is bored and he feels like masturbating, he's just gonna whip it out. There's 47 people watching,
get it.
and he's just gonna go at it. He doesn't care. They have no shame and no responsibility. So it's like this weird mix of human intelligence without any shame or any like zero fucks given.
Yeah.
These monkeys don't even care.
Well, because there's no there's obviously social rules, like you've seen that on Nat Geo or something like that. But at the same time, you know, they're just gonna do whatever they want to do. Like, I mean, you know, think about it.
Dude, spend 10 minutes watching the bonobos. They're disgusting creatures.
Oh, okay. I don't wish to watch it. Are those at the San Diego Zoo?
Yeah, they're a lot like a chimp.
Oh, okay. One time I was at the DC, the National Zoo, and I remember there were these two, I don't know, silverbacks or something like that. Whatever those big gorillas are.
Yeah.
And like, I guess one of them was getting in a fight with another one. They weren't like going fisticuffs, but one of the, I guess the alpha male really laid down the law on what could have been a male or a female one. But short of the long is that other one just ran away like crazy, as though they were being chased by, by being charged by a military tank. And then other ones had to protect it, and everyone was just watching it unfold. Like, there was that whole like little section where people were just watching with their little kids, being like, we shouldn't be watching this just in case that, I don't know, that silverback wants to kill that other one, right? And rip its arms off.
Oh, and it totally would, too.
Oh, dude, if you looked at silverback's arms.
They're fucking crazy.
The silverback's arms are buffer than Arnold Schwarzenegger's legs ever were in, like, real life, dude. You know what I mean?
A gorilla, like its shoulders and its arms, yeah.
It's all arms. It's all fucking shoulders.
Dude, a gorilla, way bigger than my leg, and I have a big leg. And
Yeah.
it's like 100% muscle. And those, I think, I'm like 99% sure gorillas do eat purely plant-based diet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
And they're just fucking jacked, dude.
dude, bro, imagine like if I ate buffalo once and it was really gamey meat, but it was really not gamey meat. It was real lean meat because there was zero fat on it. Dude, if you ever had to eat like a gorilla steak, holy shit, it would be the worst meat. It would be the toughest meat in the world. If you've ever had gorilla meat, just let us know. But yeah, it would just be so
like
tough.
Seal, it's like it's actually seal meat's supposed to be like that.
Oh, really?
Well, because there's no marbling, because all their seals
all
are
their fat is on
but
the
all
outside.
their fat is layered outside of their muscle. So their actual meat or muscle or whatever is like they eat it in a few places. I saw it on TV. Shut the fuck up, guys. Come on.
No one said anything, Tim.
I'm sorry.
No one said anything.
What I'm saying is I've never eaten seal. I don't think
you'd ever have the opportunity.
Well, if I was somewhere where they served it, I would probably try it. But
you imagine like horses, like people eat horse meat and like
they eat horse meat all over the place.
And then but you imagine that
there's a lot of people who ate horse meat without knowing it in the U.S. in the 90s.
Probably.
This is fucking
Allow me to present you these delicious steaks, Tim. They're very good.
Dude, people probably didn't even notice. They eat horse in Canada. They eat horse in, I think.
Oh yeah, no,
France for sure.
The first time I ever saw horse meat was in Canada, like at Granville Island. Like they have this like crazy
eating a horse
meat
really
market.
worse than eating a cow, though?
Dude, I gotta be honest with you. As much as I know people make fun of Asian people eat dog or whatever, and I'm not saying I've ever eaten dog before. It's like one of the things is that like
you're not eating your fucking pets though, dude.
No, if you're in a culture where people eat pork here all the time, but you go to some certain countries and it's like cows are sacred in India.
Well, and pork is a weird one, dude, because pigs are like super smart.
Yeah, sure. There's as smart as dogs. They're smart.
They're way smarter than dogs.
Yeah, people have pigs as like accompaniments to dogs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
People have pigs to find truffles in the forest.
Yeah.
So I can have delicious truffle oil.
I know, and trust me, I am a big proponent of eating pork. I love pork and all products of it, salami, pepperoni. It's like, oh my god, it's like you can go on and on and on about how bacon. I mean, delicious.
Oh my bacon!
God. But
I'll eat anything, dude. Pretty much.
Yeah, so it's just like I don't know.
I mean, if it's culturally appropriate, I would try all kinds of things. That I'm not gonna go fucking kill a rat here, but if that was some delicacy somewhere, I would try it.
Damn. I need to rethink this rat killing thing.
I make it like some sort of fucking weird Ebola AIDS or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Rats are disgusting.
You know what?
Try eating a seagull.
Gross. Seagulls I've seen.
If I was hungry enough, though.
I've seen eat garbage. You know what I mean? But
they eat garbage for sure.
At the same time, you gotta really, really just like. I mean, if it's you or the rat, if it's you or the seagull, I think you're gonna choose your life over you.
If it was a castaway situation, dude, I'm eating the fucking seagull. I don't care.
Dude. Yeah, that's the fucking crazy part.
It was like, dude, bears eat garbage, but apparently bear meat's delicious.
Oh, but that there's that one dude who's like a hunter, Steven Ravella or something.
Yeah, he has that meat eater show.
Yeah. But I remember he ate bear one time because he hunted one, and then he basically
just the blueberry bear or the salmon bear story.
I don't know.
Apparently bears have very distinct diets depending on where they live.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
And apparently, so the bears that eat a lot of salmon apparently just fucking reek and taste like salmon.
Oh, is that a good thing?
No, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I mean, it might be. I don't know. I
But
mean, I
wait,
like
is a
salmon.
blueberry? I mean, if you're biting into a big old steak and you
so
taste
there's,
blueberry pie, I don't know if I'm into that, bro.
Well, just think. I don't think so. So during blueberry season, it's
Yeah.
blueberry bear. Apparently, their meat is even like a little bit more purple.
Oh, all right.
It's probably just got like more like a hint of just like a kind of a sweeter meat.
All right. It
I don't
sounds
know.
delicious.
Apparently, it's delicious. I don't know.
It sounds delicious. If you have some blueberry bear meat out there and you want to send it to Project Reclamation, just go ahead and slip it in an 8.5 by 11 envelope or whatever it is and just mail it on to us. I'd be more than happy to try it and debut it.
Captain Casey's going hunting, so send him good vibes because I want some deer steaks when he comes back.
That sounds awesome. Brother, I got to tell you, man. I don't even know how we got on this topic of meats and meat selection. I love it, man. I love it, dude.
You know where meat goes? In your freezer or your fridge, depending on when you're going to eat it.
Makes sense.
And you know where you keep your fridge?
In the garage?
In your house.
In the house, duh, obviously.
And you know what Steve did to his house yesterday?
Clean.
I'm going to do to my house this weekend.
Bam. Hit him up with what we're going to do. What kind of weekend is it?
It's an exciting weekend of house cleaning for Tim.
Fall cleaning.
Yes. Fall cleaning.
Man. Clean your room. Clean your
room.
house.
Clean your house. Organize your life. And
brother, I'm
maybe
so glad we're
there's
talking about this.
some people who like chaos.
Chaos.
I don't think anybody is productive in chaos.
You know what?
So,
our good buddy JB, I interviewed him one time. This is way back when, 1998. He was trying out for leadership, brother. And let me tell you what he said then. He was the first interview we ever had as a panel. I'm talking about there was, 3 days of interviews, 2 days of interviews, short
All right.
or long, is that he came in there and he was the first interview up of everybody in that school that wanted to be a part of that team, part of that class. And he said this, the one line that I still remember decades later, he said, "Oh man, you know what? I like a clean workspace. When I have a clean workspace, I honestly think a little bit better. And honestly, that's who I am. I just, I'm always going to keep my workspace clean, and I'm always going to give you the best of what I got because of that." And I was like, bam, baby. That's like the essence of everything that we're trying to talk about here. Is that if you do have a clean house, kind of leads to a clean mind.
all
What
right.
do you think about that?
I think this episode's over now.
Damn, what? Thank you for listening to our 1000th episode.
I can't even add anything to that.
Of course, you can add something
No,
to
I'm
it,
just kidding.
Tim.
I know for sure.
Hit 'em
and I'm
up.
not a very clean person by default necessarily.
Is it
Been
because
to my
you're so-
house, dude.
I've been to your house.
Fuck. For me, it's more of a time thing. It's not that
I think it was more of your dog's thing. Well,
well, there's the dogs, and it's a time thing.
all right, exactly. And this is a good point that we're going to touch on because I have to touch on it because it was something
No, for
that I
sure.
was afflicted
Because
by.
when you're busy
Yep.
and then you're tired,
Yep.
it's like I get home, like I don't want to do this, and then like the weekends, it's like finally I get to like just relax. I
Yep.
don't have time for this shit. But the problem is, and this is for me, waking up to fucking any sort of clutter or mess. I think my mind, I don't think consciously, but I can tell by my productivity. It just, dude, my mind is automatically cluttered. Everything's cluttered, blah, 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 blah. But if I wake up to like my fucking room is spick and span, everything's good to go, everything's, ooh, yeah. Like, I don't know, you just automatically feel, I think it's kind of a twofer.
Like you're ready to
It's
go.
kind of like that whole Admiral McRaven make your bed
Yep.
thing. There's a sense of accomplishment to it. And it's an accomplishment you can see, and you could see it right away. You're like, hey, it took me a half an hour to clean my kitchen, but damn, that thing's shiny right now.
Damn.
You know, so, but then also I think like you said, dude, it's that clutter outside, clutter inside kind of thing, dude.
Bro, one of the best things I love is when I check into a brand new hotel, and I'm not checking into hotels all the time. Don't get it wrong, Project Reclamation listeners. I don't got that kind of cash. But if I'm going to a hotel and I walk in, one of the best things I like is that it is super, super clean. Corners are tight, right? And so you walk in there, and it's almost like, you can almost relax a little bit. Now, one of the things I was listening to, I don't know where it was. It was either...
You can lay right down on that bed sheet that looks clean, but it's just got all
probably
kinds of
not.
horrible
You're
things
right.
on it.
On the surface of it, so long as it looks clean, right? You almost get like that whole thing, my mind is clean, though, right?
No, for sure.
Or not my mind is clean. That my mind will never be clean. But no, like your whole
No, but your
soul
mind is
clean.
clear.
Clear. That's what I should have
Yes.
said. But one of the things too, I was listening to a podcast, and one of the amazing things about it was that someone was saying in regards to, or in essence of, it's like, sometimes, we put things in corners. I was watching a little tiny homes kind of documentary thing, and they're like saying, we wanted to move this couple in. This couple was trying to downsize from basically like a 1,400 square foot living quarters to a 400 square foot living quarters in a tiny home, and they thought they could do it. But they have so much stuff. Like the guy was like, I need to bring my guitar. She was like, I need to bring all my books. And we're like, $10. Like, you have 400 square feet for 2 people. Like, you need to just bring yourself and like maybe 3
Think
t-shirts.
about that. That is 20 feet by 20 feet.
Dude.
Plus, if they have like a fridge, that takes up some room. There's got to be a bathroom in there. That carves out a little bit of that.
A shower? Sure. A bed?
Sure.
Yeah, a bed's going to take up. For 2 people, even if you have a twin bed, that's at least 6 foot by 4 foot. You know what I mean?
There's no more room.
Yeah, but
Fuck
my
that. I
purpose
couldn't do
was-
it.
I know, and it was insane. And then they were like,
That's a prison cell. That's not a home.
They looked at the corners of the place, and he's like, yeah. And one of the guys that was designing stuff, he says, whenever like people get used to like putting stuff in piles, right? Like I put stuff in a pile here in this corner, and like all of a sudden you start getting habituated to it, and you don't even notice it, you don't even see it anymore, right? But then when someone else comes over, they see it, and they're like, oh, look at all that stuff in the corner, and it's almost like you become blind to a lot of the stuff, a lot of the pile up that happens in your life, and that's a great representation of it. Is that if you look around your place and you go, oh my God, look at all the things that are piling up in the corners that I just got used to.
Or drawers, dude.
Drawers, oh my God,
horrible
drawers.
about just throwing shit in drawers. But then here's the cool thing. Go
right.
clean out a drawer or a cabinet that has a bunch of shit in it. And you might find surprises. You're like, hey, here's those fucking Ray-Bans I bought 3 years ago.
Fuck, here's that lock I bought. Yeah, exactly. You did find the Ray-Bans that you had like 3 years ago. You've been wearing them, right?
I lost them again.
Well, how did you fucking lose them again?
That's why I'm going to clean my house. Because I bet I find a bunch of stuff.
Oh my God. These were really, really sweet Ray-Bans. But the purpose isn't that kind of cool once you kind of like organize your life? Drawers are so funny. I remembered also, this is a long time ago, but I also remember watching like a Queer Eye for the Straight Guy kind of show.
They brought that back.
Yeah, but this is the first generation.
No, for sure.
And this was Carson Kressley, and he was like saying something in regards to, hey man, you know what? Like if you haven't, go look in your closet. One of the greatest places to start off. If you're ever like in your home right now and you're like, oh dude, Project Wreck, man, they're just telling me to get my life in order because I've been meaning to do a good home clean and sweep for a long time. And you go ahead in your closet and you just go, okay, you start looking around. One of the greatest things is that if you haven't worn something for 6 months, and I'm not talking about a winter coat, I get it. It's not been winter for a very long time. But if you haven't worn something for 6 months, go ahead and toss it out, man. If it's been on the fence, I don't know if I look good in it anymore. I remember I kept around this beautiful striped shirt because I bought it at the Gap. And I was like,
that whole, what's her name, Maria Kondo?
Yeah.
And she's always whatever. You have to get rid of anything you haven't like worn or used in a year.
Yeah.
Or maybe less, maybe more. And then it's always whenever you get rid of something, it's thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
No, thank you for all the stuff that you brought. Because I remembered I had this shirt and I loved this shirt. I bought it. I remembered I paid 30 some odd bucks for it. That's how much I loved it. Even though it's expensive for me. And then I was like this, and I was like, oh, when I actually tried it on, I haven't worn it for, I was like, oh, it's such a beautiful shirt, though. It's such a beautiful shirt. When I wore it again, guess what? It didn't fit, right?
Yeah.
I had gotten bigger, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I kept that thing just taking space when, honestly, obviously it could have been used for somebody else. Someone else could have worn it, but at the same time, it was just taking space, and I was like, always like, I always return to it. Maybe I should get rid of it. By the time I actually tried it on, I needed to get rid of it. You know?
On that note,
Yeah.
if you are trying to get healthier, lose weight or whatever, and you're like, I want to get down to a 40 pants or 38 or a single XL instead of a double XL.
Sure.
Once you get there, if that was your goal, throw away all your fucking fat clothes. Don't give yourself that out. Don't give yourself that parachute.
Yeah.
That's a little too for advice.
As in like burn the bridge. So you
burn
never
the
go
bridge.
Yeah.
Burn the bridge. Cut the fucking lifeline. You mentioned hotels. I have to tell this funny story, and you guys need to go watch this video. I don't even know how to find it.
Okay.
Just Google Bert Kreischer. Bert Kreischer is, by the way, my favorite comedian right now, I think. Bert Kreischer Hotel Antics or something. I think he was on Conan O'Brien.
Right.
And he was talking about the shit that he does in hotels. He leaves all kinds of. So he'll make like. I think it started. He made like a giant
Ghost
animal
demon coming
it was
out
a
of the
ghost
toilet or
demon
something
coming
like
out something. Oh yeah, he had the thing coming out of the toilet, and then he made one where he took a whole outfit of his and he stuffed it with pills and he put it under the bed so the legs were coming out, and then he had another one where he constructed what looked like a human that was behind the curtain.
Jesus.
And he's just done. Oh, it's hilarious. But he's just talking about. He's like, yeah, the problem is every time I do that, I have to leave my clothes there. Bert can afford more clothes, so I'm not too worried about him. But anyways. That's just a little kind of side note. When you mentioned hotels, I thought that was pretty funny. I saw that the other day.
Damn.
So go look it up on YouTube. It's pretty freaking hilarious.
Dude, I feel like people like that are just naturally funny in everything that they do because that's just all that they want to do. Like that's all that that's just all they want to do, and it's cool because it's just like that naturally adds to their more comedic talent. Like you even just kind of alluded to it before. He was trying to tell jokes, realized it wasn't funny, but his life stories are funny, and the reason why those life stories are funny because he's just a funny guy.
Well, he's a funny guy, but he's also a really good storyteller.
Yeah.
Because someone else could tell the story about like, oh, I wrestled a bear once, and it might not be as funny. Or like,
You're like,
flying dildos. The moral of the story is, if you're in Amsterdam, skip the flying dildos and go check out Anne Frank's house.
Oh, classic. Man, I'm telling you. All right, so let's talk about cleaning house again, though.
Yes.
I will tell you this much.
Okay, so Steve.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you go. Go ahead.
No, I've had some time off of work, and honestly,
Okay.
one of the things I noticed was this, is that the things that were getting to me is that I have been busy in this whole mode where I'm just working, then coming home, don't want to do the dishes, so I just kind of let them pile up. Sure, I'm all guilty of that. I'm sure more people are guilty of that than not. And then I just kind of come home and I like notice my piles, and I just kind of make dinner, go fall asleep, just do it again, grind, go to the gym whenever I can. But when I made a list of all the things I wanted to clean, okay, and that's kind of one of the first starts that I'd have to tell you is that go ahead and just take a little laundry list about the things that you want to go ahead and clean. Maybe you notice that there's some stuff in the corners. Maybe you notice there's some windowsills that are just dirty straight up. And just go ahead and write stuff down. Once again, that always kind of goes back to my issue of just writing stuff down so you can make kind of a checklist. So you can, like, when things get busy, you can always refer back to that checklist.
Well, and also if you make a checklist, you get to check stuff off the list.
You get to check stuff off the
list. And there is
so
something very satisfying about check done.
It has a sense of accomplishment. But even from, like, my garage, there were, like, some spider cobwebs in the windowsills to even, like, here in my house, there was like a dirt pile up or dust pile up in the gutter tracks of like these windows, dude, or even in the gutter tracks of my doors. It was like I wanted to kind of clean those up, so I took the shop vac out yesterday. For about maybe 4 or 5 days, I've been just slowly cleaning, just doing stuff off my checklist. And of course, when you find something, after you finish one thing, you're gonna notice that there's another thing that needs to be cleaned, and there's another thing that needs to be cleaned, and there's another thing that needs to be cleaned. And one of the things that I've done is that I've just kind of, God is in the details, and I've been working on the details. I've bleached down the baseboards of my house. I've also just taken a shop vac and gotten rid of all the dirt that's like in these like tracks of the windows and all these like slidable or rollable doors and windows. It's actually been kind of cathartic. It's actually been very, very good. And to wake up now and to like open up my window and to not see all that gunky dirt build up, it feels good, man. It feels really, really good. And I will tell you this is my most basic thing in the world. And you don't judge me now. But one of the biggest things in the world that I've been doing recently is that before I go to bed, I make sure that at least I just wash all the dishes. Even if I just put them in the dishwasher ready to rock and roll for me to put that dishwasher detergent in, it makes such a big difference to come in and either wash your hands or come to the kitchen in the morning and not see just a bunch of dirty dishes, dude. If even something basic like that is the process of, cleaning your room, getting your house in order.
Don't put off till tomorrow what you could do today. Okay, Steve. Yeah. So scenario.
Go on.
Point and shoot. Tell me how you deal with this.
All right.
Sometimes I think just like any daunting task.
Yep.
The house is shit fucking dirty. It's
You're
bad.
up against it.
It's like, I really don't want to do this, but I need to. How do you start?
I always say this, and I think I've even referenced this before. It's like my sister had told me one time, like the golden kind of situation for her. And don't get on me, Peter. And I probably have told you this back in episode 30. But it's
your elephant story?
Yeah, this is the elephant story,
I like
right?
it.
The elephant story, for me, it never hurts to kind of say again. But like imagine a big dead elephant or a big kind of, big mass of something in a room, right? No windows, just one doorway, but the doorway is too small. The doorway is too small for the elephant to get out. What you got to do?
Stink.
Yeah, but what do you got to do, right? You got to get this thing out there. Who knows how it got there?
Take it out one piece at a time.
You got to start cutting it up, right? You got to start cutting it up and taking it out one piece at a time.
I've heard a similar one, too. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
One bite at a time, right? You take this thing that's so insurmountable. And for you, that could be cleaning your house. But for Jim, Joe, Johnny down the street, that's not a problem. I clean my house every day. But for Jim, Joe, Johnny down the street, it could be I don't know, fucking going to work on time every day. Who knows what it is?
Yeah, or
whatever your thing is,
that
though,
thing that you need to start.
You got to just start it one little piece at a time, and you can't go, well, I'm just gonna haul out the whole leg. Then I'll do it in 5 parts. Then easy, 5 steps. Could all section it off. Sometimes it's even smaller than that, man. You got to take it toe by toe, or a small situation by small situation, and kind of work it out that way. And so how I get started is that fucking shit, dude. If even just vacuuming, all right, I at least did one portion of this. Or even just making that list, just going around, taking a detailed list about what
picking up all the shit off the floor so there's a floor to vacuum.
That's right. You don't even understand how important that is. I got a lot of floaties in my house. Tim, you can see them. But all these floaties, it's like I had to move outside as I try to sweep and then also mop. And sometimes it's even just like preparation, right?
When he says floaties, he means like pool floaties, like rafts and shit.
Dude, your dad's a painter, right? What's the hardest part about painting? It's the prep
The
work.
prep,
right?
the painting part. I mean, I'm not gonna say the painting part's easy, but
No, not by any
but
stretch.
and then the worse painter you are, the more prep work you're gonna want to do.
Yeah, probably.
Like my dad could probably obviously he's gonna prep everything, but he's also good at what he does, so he can paint a straight line and shit. You know, most people they'd have to fucking tape that shit so that you get the line straight or whatever.
Dude, I talked to one of our utility guys at work, and he was just painting something freehand. I was like, dude, how do you do that without the tape, though? And he's like, a lot of years. That was his only, like, kind of thing. And I was like, oh, okay, crap, makes sense.
Yeah,
but for me,
lots
it's like,
of practice, steady hands.
dude, do whatever you have. How about this? Do whatever you have. Section off a wall in your room if you're trying to repaint it, right? Don't do any prep work on it. Just go ahead with the darkest color you can. Or not even darkest color. Just do a mild dark color and just paint it and see where all the flaws are, right? See what happens when you just try to do something so shitty and shoddy as quickly as you can.
Dude.
You'll see that
You'll have paint on the windows.
Yeah.
The line between the ceiling and the wall is going to be all fucked up.
You'll have it bleeding through. It'll be just like marks all over the place. And then not only that, what I think you'll see more than anything is that you'll see the flaws of the wall that, if you would have spent the time to just do the little things, right? Like, oh, I could have, I don't know, what do they call it? Epoxied this or, like fill in or something like that. Fill the holes in here. Or
like spackled.
Spackled. I could have spackled here and spackled there. It's like, oh, but I didn't want to do that. I just want to do this as quickly as possible. I just want to vacuum and clean as quickly as possible. Sure. But part of the whole thing is that, clean your house, like meaning like, hey, get your everything in order, Because honestly, at the end, painting or the cleaning part is the easiest thing to do, And so that's my kind of advice. That's where I would start. What about you, man? When you take a look at a situation, how do you tackle it on? How are you gonna head it? How are you gonna face it head on? How do you take it on? How do you?
I liked your idea about making a list.
Sure.
And
always never a bad thing.
I'm going to do one of two things. I'm either going to start with the most important thing first, or I'm going to start with the easiest thing first, depending on my motivation level. If my motivation level is in the shitter, easiest thing first.
Easiest thing first.
Because it's just like making your bed in the morning. You got that accomplishment out of the way. It's totally doable. But then you feel a sense of accomplishment. You're like, okay, I picked up that one shirt off the ground. Now I could do the next thing or whatever it is. Yeah.
You know what helps me every single time I make my bed in the morning? You know what it makes me also feel like? Now that it's nice and clean, the corners are nice and clean and everything like that, it makes me not want to go back in that bed until it's time, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like, oh, God.
But getting in that bed when it's like...
When it is time?
When it is time, it's all made and stuff. There's just something about it.
Oh, dude.
Even if it's not any cleaner than it was if it was all disheveled, there's something about climbing in a nice, clean made bed.
Ah, best. Best, dude. You get the cool sheets on you if they're cool.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah, or they're warm sheets. It's great. One of the best things is, honestly, too, is that, dude, it makes you not want to give up on the day, dude. Because I swear to God, when you see that clean corner bed, and you're like, okay, it's not time yet. Oh, I got to still do a bunch of stuff. I still have to do a bunch of stuff. When it's kind of undone and maybe the TV's kind of going, man, I just kind of start thinking again. I just like, all right, well, man, I'll just take a little nap. Now, that doesn't speak for the couch, but still at the same time, it does say something for the bed, man. One of the things, too, is that I remember, like, Joe Rogan saying, like, he was saying about how he got heckled or something like that, and he kicked somebody out of his comedy club. And then, like, the lady that was with him, the person that was heckling him, was like, are you serious? Like, what are you doing? And Joe Rogan said, what? Lady, are you serious? Like, one of the things is that his term was like, dude, lady, clean your house, dude. Clean your own room, as in, like, get your line, get your stuff in order.
Yeah,
you know
get your
fucking
fucking life in order.
And how you do it is that if you don't have, how about this? I've never met somebody, when I see someone that's like disorganized, perhaps at work, sometimes I can kind of think about how they're going to be disorganized at home, right?
Right, have you ever met someone who's like super, super, super disorganized, like as far as their house or their office space or whatever, but it's super, super like the opposite, like as far as being like on point and like seems so clear headed? I've never met somebody. I've never met one that doesn't match the other.
I work with a lady right now.
And I even feel myself that I can go either direction.
Yeah.
And and I don't know, it's kind of a chicken or the egg thing. Like, I don't know if when I'm messier because I'm more fucked up in my own head, or if I get more fucked up in my own head because everything's so goddamn messy. Or if it's just like a vicious cycle and they just sort of, I don't know.
Just kind of propagate itself. One of the things is I work with a lady right now, and she is so creative and crafty and artsy. Every single time I walk into like the radio room, she's always just kind of making some arts and crafts and trying to design it. I can tell by her general style too that she's very, very free. You know, whatever that should mean. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my
She's
god!
very, very bohemian.
Yeah, but one of the things is that I know if I fucking go to her house though too, guess what? If everything were
It's a
so
fucking
tight
mess.
corners, it's a fucking mess, dude. There's probably fucking there's fucking sand on the floor, probably. There's fucking dog food everywhere.
Seashells everywhere.
There's
dog
fucking
food.
seashells
There's a
and
fucking
shit.
capuchin monkey
If I open
swinging
her
from the
closet,
rafters.
dude, her closet's got all hangers
Birds
all
are gonna
going.
fly out. He's like, you have pet birds? She's like, no.
Hangers are. Here's how the most basic thing I do, and this is this is a secret inside tip from Nurse Steven, y'all. One of the things that I do, and one of the ways that you can start is by cleaning by doing your dishes, but also go in your fucking closet. I don't care how many clothes you have in your closet. One of the best ways that you can organize a closet is just by putting the hangers all in one universal way. Okay? If they all are hanging towards it or they're all facing out towards you, just organize that much because that will, one, make you retouch your clothes again if they're hanging the wrong way and be like, oh, okay, crap. Oh, they're hanging the wrong way. Well, this shirt I haven't
got
worn in
another one.
6 months. I'm going to get rid of this shirt.
And if you have a bunch of mismatched hangers, and most of them are like wire hangers or this shitty plastic
Fucking get rid
hangers,
of the wire hanger.
Throw them all away, except for the ones that are made for like the suit that suit's hanging on. Just throw them all away. If you can afford this. If you can't, then don't. But if you can afford this, throw them all away. Go order like a 50-pack of decent hangers on like Amazon or some shit. And you'll be amazed how nice the closet looks with uniform hangers.
Oh, bro, let me tell you. I walked by a dollar store. You know how many? I think it was either 7 or 12. I don't know why I can't
There you
remember
go,
the
even
number.
better.
7 hangers or 12 hangers for $1, dude. They're all the white plastic ones. Okay. But what do? Keep all the white ones you have then. Get rid of all the wire ones.
Yeah.
then. Get rid of all the wire ones. They stretch out your clothes. They, whatever. But like it's setting a new standard for yourself.
Right.
And I think the standard begins at
and
home.
even uniformity looks nice. It's aesthetically pleasing, even if it's cheap uniformity, because these are these shitty white hangers. But that's okay. But I got a bunch on Amazon, and they're like metal, but they're wrapped in like some, I don't know, some fucking velvety thing, so that
Okay.
the shirts
I've seen those,
don't
yeah.
like.
Yeah,
so it
they don't
keeps
pull.
the collars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't pull on the collars. And I think I got like 50 for like $20 or
Dude,
something.
they look. I actually haven't been in your closet, but it doesn't
Well, it's
matter.
actually
Like,
those
if
are the
you-
ones. Those are in the closet, in the office closet.
If you have that uniformity look, once again, it's setting a new standard for yourself, right? It's creating a new standard if you haven't had
yeah.
it. And sometimes you're right. If you're not good at home, right? If you don't have a great home, and obviously it's not like I had a very, very stable home environment when I was growing up, a very, very strict but a stable home environment. And I feel that allowed me to kind of be a little bit more loose, like when I was outside, meaning that like I was like, oh, okay, I could try and be funny, even though that's not what I'm trying to do now. Or I could try and do that stuff because I knew I had a stable meal, at 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock whenever Dad came home. That's when we ate. It's like, oh, I had a solid bedtime. I mean, that's just what it is. It's setting a new standard for yourself. So it's almost like, you may not have that home environment. That's fine, but you can also kind of create as much of it as you can by yourself for yourself. By setting a uniformity kind of precedent. Oh, I don't want to be uniform though. I'm not trying to be part of the system or the man. That's fine. I'm not saying that you completely turn over to socialism or something like that. Or I'm saying completely turn over to like this undue power. But I'm just saying like just wash your dishes, take care of your basic needs.
Well, and also, I mean, I get it. If you have dogs or kids or whatever, this can be hard, but you can still do it.
But you can also teach your kids
Teach
like
your
to put
kids
away
how to
their
clean.
Yeah, teach your kids to put away
Give
their
them
own
a job.
stuff.
Wish I could
Okay,
teach
put away.
my
It's
dogs
time to
how
put
do
away your.
dishes.
It's time to put away your toys now.
What I was going to say is, I think we live in kind of a go world, and it's a hustle bustle, blah 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 blah. And your home should be your zen
Yeah,
place.
absolutely.
And you can't, unless you're a pot-bellied pig rolling around in mud, you can't experience zen in the middle of a bunch of filth.
Yeah.
So do yourself a favor, clean your house so that when you get home from that tough day, you can come home and be like, this is nice.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Brother, and you know what? If you're saying to yourself, my home is not my zen place. Oh, there's so much stuff going on. There's so much stuff.
Pick a room. Pick a room.
Pick a room. I have a crazy roommate. It could be your own room.
Could be your bedroom.
Maybe share your room with your crazy roommate. It could be your half of it, either which way. You control you, okay?
Yeah.
And how you start kind of controlling you is by kind of combing through the details of what you're kind of going through.
Yeah.
And so, trust me, clean your room, brother. Clean your room. Whatever that means to you, get your life in order. Clean your room.
Then start small. This is easy shit, people.
Yeah. Wash your dishes. Organize your hangers.
If I can do it, you can do it. That's
Trust
all
me,
I'm
if
saying.
Tim can do it, you can do it. And that's not a bag on Tim. If
No,
I
it
can
is.
do it, you could.
But it was an earned bag. Yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I think we have beaten this dead elephant to death.
Wait, that's not an elephant. Why was I?
What
Beat a dead horse. That's what I.
Well, that's what I was.
Oh, I get it. But
I was using
think we
elephant
cut up
from
this
your
elephant.
story earlier. See, I spun it back,
See how we did it, yo.
looped it around,
gotta
did a
stand
double
up.
stitch. What sound does an elephant make?
I don't know.
It's like a.
Wait.
It's like a weird trunk thing. Elephants are frightening creatures too, man. If they wanted to stomp you to death, they could.
Oh my god.
But instead, they're like, no, you can ride me. It's cool.
I think they've trained them to know where the food comes from. Because as long as they know where the food's coming from.
Well, they're smart. They're super smart, man. And I think they're smarter than people even give them credit for because they raise their young like in a group.
Oh.
And they don't
protect
bury their dead, but they take when their relatives die, they take them. They have like an elephant graveyard. So, like, they, like, honor their dead and shit. Like, they're crazy, man.
Dude, I don't want to mess with an elephant. I don't want to mess with
No,
any
I
elephant.
want to be friends with one, though. And then there's, like, the African ones and the Asian ones. And one is nice and one's mean. I want to say the Asian ones are nice. I think the African ones can be mean as fuck.
I don't know, though. Well, is it? I don't know.
And elephants love to get drunk. But then again, every animal on God's green earth enjoys some sort of mind-altering substance.
Probably. Is that true? I don't know.
Oh, no. There's stories about elephants getting drunk and like just destroying an entire village. But also, you don't fuck with an elephant, man.
Dude, honestly, if something is as big as 2 houses together and it's charging it and it's got fucking horn or tusks,
You don't need a tusk, dude. It literally just 1 foot could stomp you
that trunk
to a puddle.
That trunk hits you. It's like a baseball
dude.
bat to your head, dude. I don't know.
Dude, there was one story about these elephants and this farmer. And the farmer did whatever he could to do to try and keep the elephants away from his crops.
Ugh.
And so he like built a fence. He pissed these elephants off. So then one night the elephants came and he had a mule tied to a tree. They stomped his mule to death. Then the lady at the farm next door, she just started putting out fucking like
Carrots
she
and
just
shit.
started putting out a bunch of like vegetables and stuff, and they took their offerings and they left her alone.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. I don't think that.
It's like the mob, dude. Pay your fucking protection money, but it's in carrots and like fucking lettuce or
I
whatever.
can just imagine like
How
a
do they get?
pinstriped
How does a
elephant.
hippo and a rhino and an elephant? Like, how do they get so goddamn big eating plants?
I don't know, man. But
That-
obviously,
that-
there's something to that, though. If you think about it.
Or like a fucking blue whale. They eat little tiny like
Krill. Yeah.
What the
I mean,
fuck?
they eat like a ton of it a day.
No, they do. And I watched Brett sent me some video I watched, and it was how much they actually eat a day. It's like, holy crap. But the plant thing, that one.
Maybe that's like the most beautiful thing, though. But maybe, I mean, obviously evolution, et cetera, and like probably the great diaspora of that great meteor that hit. You know, those are the things that survived or something like that. But you know, you're right. Who knows?
Well, we're getting totally off topic. Not that we had a topic.
Project Reclamation.
Hey, go wash your dishes. Go do something.
Go wash your dishes. We really go wash your dishes.
What a joke. All right. Thanks for listening, y'all. Be good. Talk soon. Bye.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.